everyone, and welcome to another episode of Hooks and Dice. I'm Lila Croca, and I'm going to talk about tools that I use for crochet and for gaming that I do. The hooks that I use are pretty, basic. I have the aluminium hooks, and I have the steel hooks. I have teeny tiny number 10 and 7 and 4 and 3 and I believe 8. I have some of my hooks with other projects right now, so I don't remember what all I have. I've got a lot of projects going. I also have smaller aluminium hooks that I've covered in polymer clay to look like various natural items. Let's see if I can get this spread out and show you. Oh, that's the sun. I have opal, marble, slate, and malachite. And I covered these with the faux surfaces with instructions from Faux Surfaces in Polymer Clay by Irene Semanchuk-Dean. And it's a pretty cool book. I recommend it to everybody. The only thing I don't recommend is covering this side items that you're going to use with food with polymer clay, because it's not good for you. But yeah, and then I also have this really cool crochet hook that's got a wooden handle from my future brother-in-law and his daughter that I got for Christmas. It's really awesome. And then I have cardboard rounds for making giant pom-poms, and a small plastic round for making smaller pom-poms. And then of course I've got all my yarn all over the creation. I talked last week about these crocodile stitch glove wristlets that I made. Like I said, I call them dragon stitch because they look like dragon scales to me. And I used this really cool yarn that, like I said, my future mother-in-law and grandmother-in-law sent to me. It's really beautiful. Nordlis is the brand, I believe. It's very pretty. It's multicolor, as you can see. It's by Viking. It's called Superwash Wool. It has, I believe, 75% superwash wool and 25% nylon. It's got such a unique feel. It's very soft. It's very beautiful. Love it. I'm also working on pieces for a hood that matches the wristlets, and you can see the colors in this are just amazing. The pattern that I'm using, I have two patterns, the one for the wristlets and of course the one that I'm working on now, and it's by Bonita Patterns. You can find that online, and I'll provide a link at the end of the show. I really like their website because you get discounts for buying more patterns. So if there's more than one that you like, you're actually going to, well, last I made purchase anyway, then you're going to get a discount on the yarn, or not the yarn, but the patterns. And they have a lot of great uses for the crocodile stitch, and they also have other patterns that are not even related to the crocodile stitch. The other yarns that I'm using right now are these lovely soft mohair. These are Super Kid mohair, and I was a dough head. I forgot to keep the label, so I can't tell you the content, but I do have these brushed alpaca silk skeins of yarn, and they are so soft. I've never worked with anything so soft in my life. These are by Drops, and they are alpaca and mulberry silk. I'm not sure what mulberry silk is. I've never heard of it before now, but these were yarns that I was able to pick up with Mad Money from my family in Norway. And so they're super soft. And what I've made with that is this little rose here. Let's see if I can get it to show up on the camera. Oh yeah, there we go. So I'm going to be making a scarf out of roses like these, and I'm thinking about making 3D grapes you know, like actually not just the flat applique, but round grapes from the darker yarn. So as far as tools of the trade that I use for D&D, we use Skype or Mumble, which is another communication tool, and we use that because we play online rather than on tabletop. And so we've got people in England, we've got people here in the US, we've got the one in Norway who's my fiance, and to get us all together and communicate, we're going to use Skype, and we use Mumble for the larger groups so that people don't talk over each other, because Skype is great except for when you have more than, say, 4 people, because everyone's trying to talk over each other and Skype can't handle that. It just freaks out and, oh, sorry, you only get to hear one person and everybody else is garbled up. So Mumble is good for having a larger group. And then for the virtual tabletop, we use Roll20. And I have physical dice, but I haven't used them in a long time because we use the dice on Roll20. And they have character sheets as well, but you can also use a Mythweaver sheet, or we have sheets that we downloaded that can be used in OpenOffice or Excel. So I don't know if you remember, of course you remember, last week I was talking about this blanket that I was making. I'm so close to being finished, but I'm not quite finished. I wanted to be done by today, but it didn't happen. But you can see I've made quite a lot of progress on it, and there's not much left to do. There's just the one white panel, and then the blue border around the whole blanket. So over the summer, there's going to be, of course, less gameplay as people are off vacationing or doing other things. It'll make it a little tricky to have a vlog about crochet and gaming when all I can talk about is the crochet, because nobody's around. But we'll do what we can. And of course, I welcome suggestions from you, the audience, as to what we can chat about while I crochet and talk about gaming. So I will also have my fiance coming out to visit in a couple of weeks, and you should encourage him to be a guest on my show. Absolutely. Peer pressure is the best. Just in the comments say, please, oh please, oh please, because he's also one of the DMs, and he is a player in my campaign, and it would be a lot of fun to have his take on things. A couple of the other games that I play are Magic the Gathering and Hearthstone, and I'll be talking about those while we play as well, or I should say while I record the vlog as well, to fill in where D&D, when we're light on those games for the week, then of course I have friends that I play those 2 games with. Magic the Gathering, I played it when it first came out and then hadn't played it since. And a couple of years back I picked it back up and got decks of my own, and of course it's addictive. It's a collectible card game, and it's not really expensive. It depends on what you consider expensive. I'm an adult. I've got a little mad money now and then, so I'm able to buy decks and participate in booster drafts when I can. For a teen, it's probably more expensive because of the limited funds, but it's a lot of fun, and I play it both physically in person with my daughter and on occasion with my friend in Seattle, or I play online with any of my online friends that have D&D, and we play on Skype, and we use Lackey, and I'll give you a link to all of these sites that I'm talking about and the resources at the end of the video. Lackey is a virtual tabletop system for card games, and I'm losing track of what I'm doing here. And we use it not just for Magic the Gathering, or we can use it for other games. We just use it for Magic the Gathering, but if you get the system, then you'll see that you can use other card games with it, like Android or I think it's called Netrunner. And then of course we play Cards Against Humanity online. We play that in person as well. We're gonna be playing an interesting game with my friend in Seattle about shipping. I don't know if you know what shipping is. You should look it up if you don't. I've never shipped anything in my life. And so we're going to try it. It'll be interesting because it's My Little Pony. And I'll be able to tell you more about that game after I've played it. And, you know, my fiance, when he comes to visit, will also be bringing Pathfinder, which is D&D, card games. He's got the basic set and then some boosters, different decks for the game. So there's a lot going on, gaming-wise, and when I get this blanket finished, I have to block it because, for some reason, the gauge is completely different on the bottom than it is on the top. It's really hard to show on camera, but when you roll it up, or even when you fold it, let's see if I can get it to show you. You can see, yeah, see that difference there? That's huge. So I'm going to have to block it. Hopefully that will take care of it. Otherwise, it's going to be completely uneven and she'll just have to deal with it. It'll be the ugly blanket that her friend made for her. But I'm going to try and make the episodes longer as I have more to talk about. Bear with me on the beginning episodes here where they're going to be a bit shorter, give you a taste of things to come. And like I said, in the comment area, please feel free to suggest topics that we can chat about. Thanks again for watching and have a great day.